Hello and welcome to the Roy Rogers News channel. Thank you so much for watching. For today's video, I would like to talk about breeding. Now, I know some people are probably going to ask me, hey Roy, so how come you're making a video about this particular topic? And that's a good question. That's because a lot of people have been writing me saying, hey Roy, how can I be able to breed? Can you be able to make a basics video? And hopefully this video helps you out with your breeding ventures. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the breeding video right now. So you might be asking me, hey Roy, so what are egg incubators? That's a good question. You can get up to 8 permanent incubators by the following way. So you can get 5 of them off the top just by chatting with one of the daycare people. So as you see to my right here, here's a daycare guy. Talk to him and you can get all 5 of the egg incubators. Either him or the one in Kanto or the one in Hoenn, Sinnoh, or Unova. Either one, doesn't really matter. You can just chat with one of them and you get all 5. So that's one of the ways. Another way is you defeat a story mode Elite 4, and that's going to allow for you to get 1 extra egg incubator that is permanent. And also another way is you can defeat the Ho-Oh rematch fight at least once. With that being said, I actually have a video on that. If you want to check that out, feel free to check it out down in the description below. And also, you can defeat Red at Mount Silver. Now, I don't have a video about this, however, I know that there might be 1 or 2 people that might have it, so feel free to like a strat or write in the comment section about how you defeat Red. When you defeat Red, you can be able to get the permanent egg incubator, and there you go, that's how you get all 8 egg incubators, and hopefully that helps you out. Now, how does the egg incubator mechanic work? That's a good question. You basically have all of these party members here right there. There you go. So usually in the old system you just have up to 5 eggs. Nowadays you can have up to 8 eggs. So there you go. And you can also be able to take out a flame body Pokemon out of your PC. This one is an OT Squirtle one, so you know what? I could just have it sitting around in the PC, or I could have it be used to hatch my eggs. But you can catch any old Magcargo or Camerupt or any other thing with Flash Fire or Magma Armor and just put it there in the PC. There you go. In fact, there should be an option that allows for you to designate a Flash Fire or Magma Armor Pokemon as the mon that can help you hatch eggs faster. So there you go. You don't even have to have that Pokemon in your party. It's better compared to the old system, because the old system, you couldn't really EV train, you couldn't really do other things. You just have to have the Pokemon in your party in order for it to hatch. So now, you might be asking me the nitty gritty. Hey Roy, so how can you be able to transfer IVs from one parent to the next? And that's a good question. Implying that both parents don't have the same IV, you're going to need an IV brace. Now, there are a total of 6 IV braces, and you could either get the IV braces for either 10k, or you can get them for 750 battle points per brace. What are the braces? Power Weight is HP, Power Bracer is attack, Power Belt is defense, Power Lens is special attack, Power Band is special defense, and Power Anklet is speed. So hopefully that helps you out in that particular regard. And later in the video I'm going to show myself breeding a particular Pokemon, so stay tuned for the very end, because I do want to help you out in that. Now, as for nature retention, make sure that the mother or father hold the Everstone. You can either take them from wild Geodude, Graveler, Golem, Bridgerolla, Boldor, or Diglett. And you can buy them from GTL if you don't really want to do the work. But you can always have a Pokemon with the ability Frisk, so that is my Bayonet right here. You can get one pretty cheap in the GTL if you want to, and you can be able to teach it Thief and make sure it has the ability Frisk. As for the next topic, I would like to talk about the ability. So there we go. In case you buy a Bayonet from the GTL and it has the ability Insomnia, you can go over to the daycare man. In fact, I'll show you where he is. He's in here. And you can buy the ability pill right over here, and it's going to be 35k. And you can change that Bayonet's ability from Insomnia to Frisk, and you'll be able to frisk your Everstones, and hopefully that helps you out. You can also get the ability pill for 2,250 battle points. if you want to use up your battle points. And now the next topic, let's go and talk about the natures. And boy, there are a lot of natures. I'm not going to read all of them, but I'm going to read 4 natures that people tend to breed a lot. So if you want Adamant, Adamant is plus attack minus special attack. Modest is plus special attack minus attack. Jolly is plus speed minus special attack. And Timid is plus speed minus attack. If you want to catch some breeders, make sure to catch them with one of those 4 natures, because somebody out there is probably going to want it. Even if you don't want it yourself, you can always flip it on the GTL, and someone out there might want that nature. So make sure you're able to catch those mons, and feel free to use this graph if you want to breed something competitive. You can do that, and hopefully that helps you out with your PvP natures. Now as for the egg groups, let's go and talk about them, shall we? So monster, that's going to be mons like Rampardos and Snorlax and all those mons. Then you have bug, which is Pinsir, Heracross, Caesar, etc. Or Scizor, however people want to pronounce that. Then you have flying, that's going to be your Staraptors, your Dodrios, your Fearos, your Pidgeotto, as I saw running there. And then you have field. I put Smeargle there on purpose, because if you have an egg move, and if you're a field Pokemon, your cheat code is Smeargle. And if you don't know how to sketch mons with Smeargle, I actually have a video about that, and I can link that down in the description below. So hopefully you enjoy watching that. But that is your cheat code for breeding anything with a complicated egg move, especially if you're a field egg group. You don't have to go through any sort of complicated maneuvers, just have it be sketched with Smeargle. Or you can have things like Houndoom and Delibird, which only can learn Destiny Bond via sketching with Smeargle. Or Oshawott with Sacred Sword. You also have Fairy, which is things like Blissey and Clefairy and Clefable and all that. Okay, then you have Plains, which is Valplume and Victory Bell. Let's go and talk about Humanoid. Humanoid could be things like Conkeldurr, your Machamp, etc., etc. And then you have Mineral. That's going to be things like Steelix and Golem and many other rock Pokemon. Gigalith. Then you have Chaos. That's going to be things like Gengar, Chandelure, etc. And then you have Water A. That's going to be Polygrath, and many Pokemon are in the Water A egg group. So hopefully you find that information useful. And you have Water B. That's going to be things like Lantern and D-King and the like. And then you have Water C, which is things like Tentacruel. Tentacruel is the most famous one because you see it everywhere and people want to use it as breeders. However, there are plenty of mons that are much cooler than Tentacruel, so let me go and give you 2 prominent examples. Armaldo and Cordeli. You also have things like Cloyster, which has Skill Link, which means you go to hit multiple times, and Skill Link is not a hit ability. And then you have Krabby and Kingler. So there are plenty of cool Pokemon that are in this egg group. It's not just Tentacle and Tentacruel. So the next time you catch a male Tentacruel that is 31 in attack IV, now you know where to breed it, right? You'll to breed up a Cloyster or Kingler or Armaldo. So there you go. And then you have Dragon. So that's going to be things like Salamence and the like. And then you have Ditto, which is Ditto right there. And I have a video about how to catch Ditto, so feel free to check that out down in the description below, and hopefully that helps you out. And then you have Genderless. That's going to be things like Rotom and Magnezone and Metagross. What those mons have in common is that as long as it's within its evolution bracket, they can breed with each other. So as an example, you have Metagross and Metang, they can breed with each other. Magnezone and Magneton can breed with each other as well. And then you have Rotom, where you can have Rotom Frost, Rotom Fan, and they can breed with each other as well. And then you have cannot breed. So those are things like Zapdos, Moltres, Articuno, Raikou, Entei, and Suicune, and the other legendaries that are currently implemented on PokeMMO. Alongside the baby Pokemon like Magby and Elkid, and all the other baby mons that have been implemented in Gen 2, as well as the other baby Pokemon in the later generations as well, that are specified as baby Pokemon. So that's the basic egg groups there. Feel free to take a screenshot of that graphic, and you can use it as your own reference. There you go. Now, I gotta give you some notes here. I know that in the official Pokemon franchise, there are things that are a little bit different, so I just want to put out some notes that are important to PokeMMO. So, in the Pokemon franchise, Nidorina and Nidoqueen cannot breed. However, on PokeMMO, they can breed. They are monster in field, just like in the Nidoran family. So, you don't have to worry about, oh no, I have a Nidorino or a Nidoqueen. Don't worry about it. They can breed here on PokeMMO, so that's something that's really awesome. Now, you can also pick in the breeder here either male or female, and you can get the respective Nidoran. So as an example, if I were to pick male, then I will hatch a Nidoran male. If I were to pick female, then I will hatch a Nidoran female. And point number 2 is that Imus and Volbeat are part of the same breeding line. However, Tauros and Miltank do not have this luxury. I know some people are probably going to ask that. Hopefully that helps you out with the egg groups.
If you want more detail about Pokemon egg groups, then I can go ahead and link this guide down in the description below. And this guide can provide you all the Pokemon as well as Pokemon with a shared egg group. So, as an example, you can have Field and Flying with these 3 Pokemon, Farfetch'd, Woobat, and Swoobat. So, there you go. So if you're trying to figure out what egg groups each Pokemon is in, I can link this down in the description below, and I hope that this can help you out.
And now let's go and talk about the next topic, shall we? If you want an exclusive baby Pokemon that you cannot get through breeding the conventional way, then the mother needs to hold the required insects. So make sure you finalize the IVs you want on the mother. You should also breed a companion breed that is the father with the IVs and the nature you want. So as an example, let's just say that you want a Munchlax, right? So basically what you would do is you'd breed up a mother Snorlax. You don't have to worry about the nature with the mother Snorlax, but you breed the IVs that you want, and then for the companion breed, the male monster Pokemon, you breed up the nature you want on Munchlax with the father and the IVs you want. So you breed those 2, but the mother has to hold full incense in order to get the Munchlax. And the father holds the Everstone in order to give the Munchlax the nature you want Munchlax to have. What's the incense list, and what are the babies that can come out of it? That's a good question. So let's go ahead and talk about that, shall we? So I talked about full incense, which is Snorlax and that becoming a Munchlax. Okay, so let's go and talk about the others. So Wobbuffet, if you let the mother Wobbuffet hold the lax incense, then you will get a baby Wynaut. Female Chansey or Blissey, if you have it hold a luck incense, then you will have a Hapenny as the baby. If you have a female Mr. Mime and it holds an odd incense, and you will get a baby Mime Jr. And if you get a female Chimecho and you let it hold pure incense, then you will get a baby Chignaling. If you have a female Sudowoodo and you have it hold a rock incense, then you will get a baby Bonsley. If you have a female Rosalia or Roserade and you have it hold a rose incense, well then you will have a baby Badoo. And then you have a female Meryl or Zimmerl, if you let it hold a sea incense, and you will have a baby Azurill. And then, last but certainly not least, if you have a female Mantine and you let it hold a wave incense, then you will have a baby Mantine. So hopefully that helps you out in terms of your breeding, and it can even help you out with your Pokedex if you're having any trouble with that. Now, in order to get all these incense, the good news is that you can also be able to get it with the same person in the daycare. In fact, they'll walk you over there, and you can buy it for a cool 9.6k. So there we go, 9.6k. Now, let me go and talk about something before I change the topic. Along the same lines, but you're not going to get a Pokemon. You are going to get an exclusive move if you do this. If you want to have a Pikachu or Raichu that has the move Volt Tackle, then you should breed up the final female Pikachu and let the mother Pikachu hold the Light Ball. And the field or fairy father hold the Everstone to retain the nature. Exact same mechanics, so the only difference with that is that you will get an exclusive move, and that being Volt Tackle. So if you want Volt Tackle on your Pikachu or Raichu, then that's the only way you can get that move on Pikachu or Raichu. So, just want to note that. Now, there are different types of breeding you could do. Shiny OT breeding, so as an example, let's just say that you want to make your shiny a little better than it is when you caught it. So I have this Rapidash, and you can go ahead and watch the video if you would like of me capturing this. But I see this IV, 31 IV, and I want to make it just a tad bit better. So here's what I can do. I can find another Rapidash, by the way, make sure it's of the same species, in order to transfer your OT if it is a male. That's why I have a male here, so that way I can show that. So you have the male, you have the female. I'm not going to breed this, that's why I didn't brace them. I just want to show this for demonstration purposes. And as you can see here, 31 special attack. If I wanted to, I can brace the HP and special attack, and then I could be able to have the baby Rapidash have a 2x31 IVs. Okay, let's go ahead and chat with the daycare man, and I'll demonstrate this for you. So, yes. Alright, let's go ahead and pop up Rapidash. There we go. As you can see, I didn't brace it because I don't want to breed it, but I just want to show you. Look at the OT section there. See, it's OT best friends. Even if I caught the male, I can still get my OT best friends if I can breed with this female Rapidash. As long as it's within the same Evo line, you should be fine. So I just wanted to note that. Another type of breeding is alpha breeding. So let's just say that you want to have an ultimate competitive alpha Pokemon. Maybe because you want to flex it, not necessarily because you want the hidden ability, but it just looks cool when it's gigantic. In order to transfer the alpha traits, you're gonna have to have the female alpha breed with a male alpha. So I'm gonna demonstrate that. So I am gonna breed this. In fact, let's go and do this in real time. All right, and we have the Skuntank and we have the Sandslash. So you can see there, 31 defense, 31 special defense. And before you do all this, make sure it's female. So yeah, you can go ahead and breed that there. Yes. Okay. Another type of breeding you could do is particle transfer. So let's just say you want to transfer this particle, and you have this herder, and you're thinking to yourself, I want an adamant Stoutland with the Kanto friends. No problem. Any Pokemon with Kanto friends, as long as you have it within the breeding chain, you should be able to get that particle there. So there you go. And you can even stack particles too. So that's how you see so many people with that. So let's go ahead and demonstrate that in real time. Let's go make that female. Let's go ahead and put the ball in it. Perfect. And I'm going to show you a third type of breed, but I'm going to wait for both those eggs to hatch before I show it, so I'll be back with you in a moment. Alrighty folks, I am back, and I'm going to show you that I have the Lillipup. Now let's just say, I might be kicking myself by saying, man, I wish I could have Scrappy on my Lillipup. I wish I would have bred that hidden ability on Lillipup. If that's you, well then I have some good news for you. As long as you have one of the parents in the same evolution line with the hidden ability, you should be able to fix the problem. Let's go ahead and talk with the daycare man. Let's go ahead and go inside the PC here. Now, Lillipup, I can just equip an Everstone there in case I forget. I'm going to show this at the end of the video, but there you go. And then there is the herder. And as you can see there, the hidden ability immediately transfers, as you can see with the diamond there. So you can be able to have a Scrappy Lillipup once this breed is said and done. Okay, let's go ahead and put the Pokeball there. Perfect. And then we now have the egg, and that egg, we now have a Lillipup with the hidden ability. So there we go. Actually, it won't show right now, but don't worry, it will show once the egg hatches. So don't panic if you see this in the summary. Hey, this is me in the future, and I want to show you the Lillipup that hatched. And I'll reassure you, look at that. There's the hidden ability diamond, and there it is. There's its hidden ability. Now, for the absolute worst case scenario, and you hatch that Lillipup all the way up to what you want, the hidden ability properties be exchanged with a Stoutland, herder, or Lillipup that has its hidden ability with the Lillipup that you bred up. So just in case you didn't have the hidden ability for the final breed, you can do that as a final fix, the Prismatic Pearls. So the basic mechanics of the Prismatic Pearl is that you can go ahead and transfer a hidden ability over to the Pokemon as long as it's of the same species or the same evolution line. So let's go ahead and show this Ditto as an example. As you can see there, it has the Imposter hidden ability. Now, this Ditto doesn't have a 31 IV and HP. This one does. So as you can see there, 31 HP. So here's what I can do. I can go over to the bag, grab a Prismatic Pearl, just going to type that in, and I can go ahead and use it, and then I can put the Ditto here. There we go. And as you can see there, we'll go and use that Prismatic Pearl, and we just need one in order to give that Ditto a hidden ability. We're going to do that in 3, 2, 1. There we go. As you can see there, this Ditto now has a hidden ability, and this Ditto is now useless. Now, you might be asking me, hey Royce, how can I be able to get the Prismatic Pearls? That's a good question. The only way you can do that is by sacrificing your own shiny or buying a shiny off the global trade link and sacrificing that. I'm not going to sacrifice my OT shinies. Alrighty folks, and just in case if you want to get some more Prismatic Pearls, you can go ahead and talk with Baron Murray, and he will give you Prismatic Pearls as long as you can kill off a shiny. Now in my case, I'm going to go ahead and kill off the Rapidash, as you can see here, because Rapidash is not my OT, it's OT Lucky Rabbit. So Lucky Rabbit, if you're watching, I'm sorry to do this, and I appreciate you for selling it to me because I'm going to use it as a video prop. Okay, let's go ahead and talk with the Murray family here. Let's go ahead and exchange. Let's go ahead and exchange with Rapidash. Yep, that's shiny. Alright, this is how you get the Prismatic Pearls. And he gives you a double confirmation. There we go, and we get 4 Prismatic Pearls, as you see by the system message at the bottom there. Now let's just say that you want your shiny Rapidash to have the Flash Fire hidden ability. However, you caught it at Route 12 in Unova and it didn't have its hidden ability. So here's the fix for that. You'll need the Prismatic Pearls. You'll need to exchange it with a Rapidash that does have its hidden ability there. But the only difference is that this time, instead of 1 Prismatic Pearl, you're going to need 3 Prismatic Pearls. And I'll show that in real time. Let's go ahead and type in the Prismatic Pearls. There we go. Use that. Let's go ahead and pull up the Rapidash, shiny Rapidash. As you can see by the system message, we're going to need 3 Prismatic Pearls right there. So make sure you confirm that. There you go. And now my shiny Rapidash that I caught at Route 12 in Unova now has a hidden ability. And this Rapidash is useless, so there we go. Hey, it's 2x31, that's nice. But it no longer has an ability, and hopefully this helps you out with your hidden ability adventures here on PokeMMO. As for the next topic, so now I'd like to talk about a brand new topic. What's that topic you might be asking? That's a good question. That is called the GTL, particularly the advanced search. If you want to search for breeders, like say you want to search for an egg group, suppose you want male, you want field, right? So you go over here, you go to field, and then you go over to the IVs. Now, let's suppose that you want just a 2x31 25 plus IV. So what you would do is you would do this. So you plot in the points you want. So suppose you want that. Okay, there we go. And then at that point you go like this. Okay. So this person listed just now, oh wow, that's actually really nice Sandslash. You can actually get that for 65k. I'm grabbing that, by the way. But yeah, as an example, you can grab things like that. You can go over to the lowest price, and you can say, oh good, yeah, 89. I'm really glad I grabbed that Sandslash. Okay, so anyways, so I love it. You know, just popped in right when I was doing the video. But yeah, keep an eye on deals like that. And going back to what I was saying here, if you want a specified nature, and maybe the Sandslash didn't pop up right in front of you, you would do adamant, right? And you would do that with male. There you go. There's your lowest price right there. But I know some people are probably watching. They're saying, Roy, I don't want to do just 2x31. I want to go for the full shebang. I want to do 5x31. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to knock out adamant because we're breeding. We're not going to get like a final mon there. but as you can see there, there's a sticker shock, 420k for that sand dial there. Lax, yeah, if you're going to be breeding 5x, be prepared to budget quite a bit. Alright folks, so now that you know how to use the advanced search on GTL, and hopefully that helps you out, let's go ahead and talk about egg moves. Alright, so what do we have to say about egg moves? That's a good question. To see what egg moves a Pokemon has, you can check out the Pokemon's move information in the Pokedex. So, as an example, let's go ahead and check out our lovely friend Jigglypuff. And we're going to use Jigglypuff as an example, because Perish Song is actually a really complicated move to get. There we go, there's Perish Song. And I'll show you the breeding chart with Jigglypuff in a moment. So let's go and talk more about this, shall we? So, as for what Pokemon you will need to breed it with to obtain the egg move, you can check out my egg index guide on forums for a list of Pokemon that can learn the move naturally. As you see here, Jigglypuff, I have it popped up there. There we go, Perish Song, very first thing. Now, look at that. Look at that. It's a Smeargle move. You know, when you're a field egg group, you can really have a cheat code with that. You could use Smeargle to sketch any move you want, egg move or not. And this is one of those many examples, because Seal is a field egg group. And you can have Seal breed with a Marill, and Marill can breed with a Jigglypuff there. So there you go, and then Jigglypuff can get Perish Song. Yeah, you can also check out the egg moves, see what you can have there. Also, I know that our friend here was talking a bit in the green screen about Pursuit Tyranitar. Do you have any commentary to say about that, my friend?
Oh yeah, man. As I was saying, like I get scammed all the time on GTL because, I don't really pay attention to egg moves actually. And my good friend here was telling me about his guide. And yeah, basically like I think it was a few weeks ago about the Tyranitar of on the GTL, trying to make a PvP mon. And yeah, I thought it learned Pursuit, right? Because I don't know, when you see Tyranitar, you just think it has to learn it somehow, right?
Right.
And I had to reset it and buy another one because yeah, I just learned the hard way that Pursuit was an egg move. So yeah, just you guys pay attention and try and like before you go out and buy something, check out on the guide if like one of the moves you're interested in is actually an egg move or not, because yeah, it's pretty easy to get like not scammed, but you know what I mean.
I'm going to go here on forums, I'm going to go into the game and show you a good way to prevent that. So let's just say you're trying to search for which Pokemon has what egg move. What you can do Control F if you're on keyboard, or if you're on phone, you can do the three little dots and then click on Find in Page, and it's going to take you to the exact same search tool. So let's suppose that I'm trying to find something for alligator, right? So I can type in for alligator, and I typed in not just for alligator, but I typed in the pre-evolution and secondary evolution, so that way if you think of one of them, at least you can grab it. So let's suppose you're trying to search for Aqua Jet, if Aqua Jet is an egg move. Oh look, Aqua Jet is an egg move, there you go. You see Aqua Jet right there? Now let's go ahead and go to the game. So I'm going to show you on GTL how you can prevent mistakes from happening, like what happened to our friend here. So basically what you need to do is you need to go over here. So advanced search, we're going to go to advanced search again. And then let's just say you want to have a finalized breed, even though that kind of defeats the purpose of this video, but I'm going to show this to you for demonstration purposes. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look. We got 350k. Wow, what a great deal for alligator. Okay, so do you have Aqua Jet? Yes, you do. And Aqua Jet, you should see in the egg move there. What if you overwrote Aqua Jet and you just skipped out on a good for alligator? Well, this is how you would know. It's because there's a little egg icon in the summary, and you can check that. And yeah, if you want one with a hidden ability, you can have one right there. You should see a little diamond right there. So if you want sheer force for alligator, you can have that there. So there you go, and that one also has Aqua Jets.
Yeah, that's pretty useful. And I was just also thinking, like, for the guide, like, the fact that you can search the mon like you can actually look up every egg move for a mon and also like look up with moves is really cool because then you really can like pinpoint exactly what you're looking for. But yeah, like I didn't know that you had an icon that lets you know if the mon had an egg move.
Yeah, but a quicker way you can be able to do it on GTL is by having advanced search. Now let's just say you want to just have Aqua Jet, right? With the for alligator. Let's go back
Mm.
to that. So what we need to do is we need to do that, that, and then has the move Aqua Jet. All right, there you go. It flags right there, so that saves me a lot of time. Let's go ahead and go to for alligator. There we go. Now, the reason why I didn't really show this from the offset is because there's a chance that your seller might be overriding the move Aqua Jet, meaning that it won't flag in the search. So you're going to have to do a bit of some homework in terms of trying to figure out, hey, does this have Aqua Jet? Does this not have Aqua Jet? But oftentimes, the seller does teach the move Aqua Jet, so it does flag in the search, but just keep an eye out because if you don't check the summary, then you could miss out on some really good deals. Now, in terms of egg group Pokemon locations, let's just say you don't really care about egg moves, right? So you only care about the egg group Pokemon. Well, I actually highlighted some locations in this video that I filmed with Paul and Kelly, and those locations are still up to date, so feel free to check that out if you would like some egg group locations. Now, if you want to breed Pokemon organically, not rely on the GTL, I'm talking to you iron runners, if for anyone that likes to do iron runs, well then you can go ahead and look at this graph. So if you catch wild Pokemon, you can breed it that way. I commend the people that do a lot of iron runs because it's like, you gotta catch everything naturally, you gotta do a bunch of things naturally.
If you're doing challenges like that, you're probably need to be aware about egg moves for sure because like you're gonna need it.
Certainly, yeah. And if you're going to be doing those iron runs, I would highly suggest that you don't breed any egg moves until you complete all 5 of the regions, so you can have access to the mons with said egg moves. So if you're not going to rely on GTL, well then you can be able to catch the mon that you're trying to capture, and hopefully that helps you out. Now, I'm going to do a little experiment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show myself breeding a mon in real time. So Ghaltus, do you want to meet my other account over at Island 4 in Kanto?
All right.
All right.
Sounds good. I'll be on my way.
I'll be back with you in a jiffy. Alrighty, folks. I am here over at 4 Island with my friend. There we go. Ghaltus. Someday I'm going to figure out how to say your name, but hopefully I'm in the right direction. Oh, good. Oh, good. All right. So, there we go. With me, I have Diglett. Now, you might be saying to me, hey Roy, how come you want to breed Diglett? That's a good question. That's because I want to demonstrate something with Diglett. The fact that Diglett has 3 egg moves in its field, I want to show myself breeding this from the ground up. So, as you can see here, this is a good base breed because we have Adamant. So, Yavies are not really great, but hey, it's Adamant. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab a Smeargle that I sketched myself, which by the way, if you want the Final Gambit, because Final Gambit is an egg move. In fact, I'll show Diglett's brief description here. If you want Final Gambit and Memento, I made videos of both of them. Memento's in the Smeargle Basics video, and Final Gambit is its own separate video. So feel free to check out both of them down in the description below, and you can get a general idea about how to sketch Pokemon. So, there we go. So, before we breed these two, let's go ahead and budget a bit. So, very first thing I want to look at is Diglett's nature. So we have Adamant, and this Smeargle is attack. So here's what I want to do. I want to take this, and I want to buy, since we're going to do 5x31, because I know you don't care about the 2x31 and the 3x25. You want the 5x31, right? So we're going to get a 5x31. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to buy the Power Bracer. And then I'm going to buy the Everstones. Now keep in mind, since we're going to go through 5 rounds with Diglett, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the GTL, and then I'm going to go over to the item listings. You type in Everstone, make sure it's the lowest price. It's very important. And then get 5, because that's the maximum we're going to need is 5. So we have Diglett. Let's go and let it hold an Everstone. I got one from the story, so that's why it says 6. But yeah, let's go ahead and get that. And then we have the power bracer, which should be right over here, right there, which we got already. Let's go ahead and have this. Actually, I typically like to buy all the braces if I know the breed in my head, how I want to do it. So basically what I do is I buy that, then I buy that, then I buy that, and then I buy that. So that way I know, okay, so I gotta pass over this IV, then I gotta pass over that IV. Now, something that you should know about is the fact that we could be able to pre-plan this breed already. We have 4 slots. So with that being said, we can fill these 4 slots. So let's go ahead and do that, shall we? So the very first thing I want to do is, okay, so this Smeargle is a 1X. So here's what I want to do. I want to do advanced search. I want to do 31 with the IV male. Think of like a tennis game where you sort of hit the ball one direction, hit the ball the other. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, doing the process to transfer the 31 IV. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
I mean,
basically...
basic breeding, right?
Certainly. Yeah, so what we need to do is we need to get some 31s here. But let's suppose that you want a particle. Particles will transfer with babies. So let's go ahead and get my favorite one. And as I'm just taping, the price might be up, might be down. But I'm going to just get this because, yeah, the price might be okay. Let's go ahead and get field. Okay. We don't really need to care about nature, by the way, because we already have that over here. So let's go ahead and see if we can get a twofer. Yes, we can get 2x31, although it is kind of expensive because this is a particle from a long time ago. So let's go ahead and get 108k for the Lucario. Okay. Alright, so now we don't need the particle unless you want more particles, but I don't really care about that. Let's go ahead and try to stack up the breed, shall we? So, very first thing, you want to get what stat you're lacking. So, okay, this is attack. Let's go ahead and get defense. Okay, so now, at this point, now we have defense. Let's go ahead and continue that search, shall we? Because we're going to keep going over here, until we hit gold. So, as we have here, we still need to go through this. Let's go ahead and keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Now you could say, hey, no, I could save some money by breeding this through, but hey, I don't want to waste your time. I know that you're probably watching this video for speed, not for me breeding all the way. So that's why I'm doing this out of convenience. So yeah, if you're gonna do it out of convenience, make sure you budget. And also make sure you budget if you're not doing it for convenience.
Cheaper the better.
Yeah. So there you go. So as you can see, 70. So you might notice that there's 31 in special attack. In order to get rid of that, we can knock that out by essentially saying, okay, we don't really need that to be 31. Okay, so that essentially saves us a bunch of time because we won't see any more 31 with special attack, which essentially means we could be able to just waltz right through. So there we go. Let's go ahead and keep going. Let's keep going. 70, 70, 70, 75. This is a field. We could be able to just go through this. 78, 79. Now, if there are 2 different egg groups, you can go ahead and juggle through that. So let's just say you're trying to breed a Tropius or something. Tropius has the monster and plants. You can juggle between monster and plants. So there we go. Okay, so now, at this point, what we have is we have this Sand Slash. Really beautiful Sand Slash. I don't care about it being alpha. Let's go ahead and buy it because it is 85k. It's the cheapest here. So now at this point, so you don't forget, let's go ahead and give it the power weight. Now, let's go ahead and give this 31. Okay, so now at this point, we have 31. Let's go ahead and keep going. Let's keep going. All right. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, perfect. I think I just saw something. Good. We see Puccino. That's great. So we got under 200k. Isn't that great?
It's pretty good. Like, honestly, I feel like the whole process, like, it's a bit hard to learn at first. Like, for me, it still takes a bit of time. But the more you do it, the faster it gets also,
Certainly.
Even better.
Think of it as like one giant tennis game, and then it makes sense. Oh, so,
I see what you mean. Just transferring 1-to-1 and going on from that.
Certainly. And the very last IV we want is 31 special defense. So at that point, we have that 420k Sandile. Let's go ahead and buy that. There we go. And now we have all the players involved in the breed. So let's go ahead and get this here. And do we have the necessary balls? If we do, then great. If you want a special ball, that's also good too. Of note, you can't buy luxury balls here in Kanto. I think you can buy them over in Venendorf. I think that might still be the case. But
I got no idea. I
okay,
think I always switch at the end of the day, you know?
yeah, that's true. But I'm just saying that for anyone who does Kanto, you might not be able to get a special ball. So
It's
yeah.
always good to know, yeah.
All right, let's go and culminate everything that we have learned in this video, shall we? So now that we know Diglett is field and everything here is field, let's go ahead and give this daycare guy the Diglett and the Smeargle. So Smeargle, that we have all the egg moves of Diglett. All 3 of those moves. Now we have all 3 of those moves as an egg move. Always pick female when you're going through the breeding. Don't roll the dice. Female, female, female. Okay, just wanted to note that. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Yes. Okay. And at this point, we have the egg incubator right there. So, now what we can do is we can grab a flame body Pokemon, and I'll do that in a moment. Alrighty, folks, let's go and speed up the egg hatching. So what we can do is we can go over here, go over to our flame body Pokemon, which is going to be the Rapidash. So, at this point, we can equip 2 incubators, and now we can be able to have faster egg hatching. So, there you go. It should have right there the Rapidash, and the Rapidash should speed up everything, as you can see by a notification. Basically, what you need to do is you need to go inside the PC and then find your Flame Body or Magma Armor Pokemon and then equip it to the breeding, as you've seen in the video there. You can have up to 6 breeds there, so there you go. And implying that you defeated Ho-Oh's rematch and implying that you defeat Red up to 8. So there you go. 8 permanent incubators. I love this new system because I don't need to have it in my party. I could be doing something else. Hey, I could be EV training. I could be going around in Vermilion, having a bunch of followers and chatting with friends. I could do a bunch of things. I don't need to be having my Mon with the egg and constantly wasting time saying, when is this Mon gonna hatch? I could just do whatever I want. So I'm back and the egg has hatched. So now at this point, I'm gonna show you something that you can do. So select the Pokemon. So I'm going to go ahead and select the Diglett. So Diglett, I can actually equip the Everstone right here. I don't need to worry about, oh man, I need to equip my Everstone right there. No, you can equip it right there. Let's go ahead and put it as the breeding slot number 1. Then we have this. Then we can put it as breeding slot number 2 for Lucario. There we go. Female, and then we just want to keep doing those Pokeballs. We keep wanting to do those Pokeballs. So just keep doing that. Alrighty, folks, we are back and we are up to the 3rd round. So now, at this point, we're going to go over to Diglett. Now, I'm going to mention something about the final breed that I did, and I think you should do it too. And someone on Discord suggested for me to do it, and man, for the life of me, I've been trying to find out the name of this player, but this is something that you should think about. What move do you want the final breed to have? Whatever move you want, you might want to have it in the breeding process so you don't have to worry about learning it later. So there you go. Let's go ahead and do breeding slot number 1. And then Sandslash, it should give you a notification about whether or not, oh, do you want to give up on the alpha? Yeah, let's give up on that because I like Diglett better. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over there. Okay, so as you see there, Memento, Sword Stance. If you want Sword Stance on Diglett, feel free to try to do that, but okay. Alright, yes.
Memento on Diglett goes really hard, actually, also. I recommend it. It's pretty good on Sun.
Yeah, that's true. And we'll be back with you in a moment. Alrighty, folks, we are back, and as you see on the left of our screen here, the egg has hatched, and we can go ahead and transport this over to the PC like we usually do. Okay, and now we go back to the daycare van. Okay. And then we go over here, box 25. I was about to say 26, but all right. Let's go ahead and give it ever some. Oh yeah, I want to show you something. Let's just say you rev actively. You're like, oh no, I actually put it over here. Oh no, I put the Diglett over there, and man, I forgot to equip the Everstone. No worries.
you can give it Everstone right there, and there you go. You don't have to sweat, and now you have your Diglett with the Everstone. And you want the female there we go. And let's go ahead, confirm that. Perfect, female, perfect. All right, and then we have the last breed, which actually has Earthquake. I want to show you a little trick at the end of this video, because this might help you out in terms of your budgeting. So stay tuned for the very end of this breeding video, and hopefully you enjoy the publication thus far. So we'll be back with you in a moment. Alrighty folks, we are back, and as we see here, we have the 1 out of 1 hatched. Now, let me talk about something. We could go to the breeder, but let's see. I want to see something. Very first thing, you should always do an Everstone here, but here's what I'm going to do. Because I want to show you what happens with the Sandile. See the Sandile with Earthquake? I want to give Diglett Earthquake, but you know, the TM is kind of expensive, so let's see if we could transfer Earthquake. Yes, we do. Now, if we don't, here's where things get interesting. If you have 1K, you can delete some moves if Diglett doesn't flag the Earthquake. So I'm going to go ahead and just show myself forgetting this. So Mud Slap, let's go to forget that. Yes. And you just keep doing it until Sandslash's only move is Earthquake. So that way, Diglett will get Earthquake at the end.
That's pretty smart.
I learned that trick
Big
from
brain
somebody.
move, yeah.
I still tried to find that Discord. I was like, who's the person that gave me that suggestion? He was like,
I mean,
yeah, but
when you think about it, like the Earthquake is like 30k plus on GTL, so it actually saves you a lot of money doing it like that, probably.
yeah, because the TM costs quite a bit, so it's a lot better to spend 3k deleting the moves, or you can go a step further. You can spend 4k, because what I could do is I can grab the Diglett out of the box, like I'm about to do right now, and I could delete the filler move that Diglett has. So let's go ahead and do that, so we can go ahead and forget move. Diglett. So we're gonna forget Headbutt, so that way Diglett doesn't get it. And now we know for certain that Diglett will get Earthquake when it's presented. So let's go ahead and go over here. Now, in terms of a final ball, there's some people that do a final ball. I tend to be one of those people, but for the sake of this video, I'm gonna show myself getting this. So breeding slot 1, breeding slot 2. Okay, as you see there, Diglett will get Earthquake, and your final Dugtrio, if you want Earthquake, there you go. You just saved yourself from some money, and now you can be able to get a female. Just in case something goes wrong with this breed, you can go ahead and make it female. I like to make mine female. And then as for the ball, people like to do Luxury, some people like to do Cherish or Premier. Let's go ahead and do Luxury. So let's go and do that. Now, there's some people even get really fancy, and they get into a hatch location. Let's go ahead and do that, shall we? Alright, there's Crocogon, but we're not really gonna get that right now. Fun fact, Crocogon was actually gonna be one of the mons considered to breed, but I decided against it, because I actually like Diglett better. So let's go and hatch it over in Diglett Cave. So, there we go, Diglett's Cave. Do you see where it says Diglett's Cave? And when this thing hatches, it will say Diglett's Cave. We are back, and let's go and see the final result of what we hatched. So there we go. There's our Diglett. We're going to go ahead and send it to the PC. And now, let's go ahead and take a look at the summary. So we got Adamant, everything that we want. 5x31, because I know a lot of people want 5x. They don't just want 2x and then 3x35, even though that's sufficient for most comps, including Diglett, by the way. Also, let's go and check out the moves here. We got Earthquake, so that saves us money with the TMs. We have Pursuit, which is an egg move, Memento an egg move, and Final Gambit. So in case I want one of those moves on Diglett, I can be able to teach it that. And look at that. The hatch location is Diglett's Cave. We're right here at Diglett's Cave. We didn't even have to have Diglett in the party, as you saw there. So there we go.
So now we have a fully bred Diglett. Alrighty folks, I got the Diglett here. One thing that I want to show you is this. So, Sandvale, Diglett. We don't want Sandvale. We want an ability better than that. We want an ability pill. So let's go and get one from the daycare, shall we? So let's go ahead and fly over to Island 4, and then we can be able to get that ability pill. We can be able to change it to Arena Traps. That way we can be able to have a good Diglett. So let's go ahead and buy off of this kind lady here. Ability pill. There we go. And then we're going to change the ability over to the Arena Trap. There we go. Arena Trap. Perfect. Alright, and with that, now we have an ideal Diglett. Now it's just a matter of EV training it and evolving it. And here's a general price of how much I paid for everything. So as you see here, trade log. So I had to pay quite a bit for that. So there's the 24K for that, and 5 Everstones, Lucario. You see that on the top there? You could basically take that and add that to the amount, and then you knew what I had originally. I forgot to take off the graphic there, so there you go, 24K and then upward. So yeah, don't pay attention to the bottom part, that was just maintenance stuff. Okay, and don't pay attention to that top part, that was just video production. So 24K all the way up to 420K. So that's the prices I had to pay for everything. Not to mention the fact that I had to pay 4K for all those moves that I've deleted on Diglett and on Sandile. So Diglett, I just deleted one move, which is Headbutt, but Sandile, I deleted 3 moves. So that's 4K right there. So I just want to note that. And I do also want to note the 50K that I had to spend because I had to pay for 10K per brace, and I had to carry over 5 stats. So that is 50K in total in addition to the general breeding total. So that is the general budgeting that you need to take into consideration before doing a breed like this. We're gonna go ahead and sign off. Ghaltus, thank you so much for partaking in this self-help breeding video.
My pleasure. Do not forget to leave a like for the insane work that this guy did. It's gonna be definitely useful for me. It will be the same for you guys. And thank you for letting me join you on this adventure.
Yeah, no problem. And this is the Raichu channel. Don't forget to comment and subscribe to the channel like you see here. And this is the Raichu channel signing off. Fast, accurate, biased, Roy Rogers News.